Right, it's time for another predictions video. This one is for UFC 190, and it is happening on August the 2nd. It's also another Brazilian card, so it may well have a lot of Brazilians on it that I don't know. It's in fact headed by a women's title match. I wonder, that doesn't happen very often, that the women actually get the main event. So there we are. No idea who's going to win this at all. So we'll move swiftly on. This one's an interesting one because it's a little bit of a blast from the past. This is Mauricio Rua and Antonio Rogerio Nogueira, and do you know, they're two Brazilians, but I do in fact know them. And this is going to really depend on how Shogun's training camp has gone, because sometimes if he is on the ball he can perform excellently even at his age. If he's not on the ball, it's a bit like, you know, a wet lettuce, and it's not such a good idea for him to partake in any sport. So I think the chances are quite highly, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt, he is seeded 8 compared to the other one who is seeded 11. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt and say that he'll probably win. It could be interesting, you know, really it could be a decision, but you know, hopefully it's a knockout for him. The next one is Fernando Bruno and Glacio Franca, neither of which I know. 13-3 for the latter, 16-2 for the former. It is striker versus groundsman, with Franca on the feet and Bruno on the ground, according to this. But it's also likely to end in decision. Don't really know either of these. I shall go for Bruno on that. Reginaldo Vieira and Delano Lopez, again, not ones that I'm terribly familiar with. 13-3 for the former, 19-1 for the latter. And this is going to be a ground war, so this could be quite exciting, actually. 77% for Reginaldo, 63% for Delano, but his record is better, much better. So I shall go for him winning on the ground there. Stefan Struve and Minotauro Nogueira, so they're both on the card. 34-9. Now, Minotauro is the oldest of the pair. He's the one that you generally tend to know as Nog, I believe. Although, to be honest with you, they both do look the same, with the same sort of name. So, Stefan Struve has been out for a long time, I think. He had heart issues or problems for a while. It's going to be an interesting one, this, because this is somebody who's sort of relatively new and has been out for quite some time, versus somebody who is incredibly well experienced but very old. I think this will be a decision, and I sort of do think Stefan Struve actually stands quite a good chance. That could be underdog pick of the night, but I'll go for him anyway. Soa Paleli and Antonio Silva, 22-4 versus 18-7. But Antonio is seeded number 12, and don't be fooled by the record there. He has actually had a lot of experience. Woo! Which is why I think he'll probably win that one. We have a second women's bout on the card. It's Claudia something or other, and Jessica Aguila. Claudia is ranked 2. Jessica doesn't even have a photo, I don't know why. So I'll go for Claudia there. Let's move on to the mid card. Demian Maia and Neil Magny. Ranked 6 and 12 respectively, 20 and 6 for the former, 15 and 4 for the latter. According to this, Neil Magny is better on the ground, which I find hard to believe, to be honest. 20% to 40... Oh no, sorry, that's... I was going to say, I'd read that the wrong way round, and I found that a little bit strange that they were saying that Neil Magny was better on the ground than Mayer, but there we are. Mayer will probably win. His situation on the card is possibly because he is not the most exciting. That is, he uses a lot of wrestling. He gets away with it. He is not quite as bad as the Lay and Prayers, but he's one of these people who, that's just the way he does it. And, you know, I can't help thinking that whether he wins or loses, he sort of gets punished a little bit for it. So he's on the mid-card rather than the top card, which is probably where he should really be. The next one is Rafael Cavalcanti and Patrick Cummins, 10 and 14 respectively in terms of ranking, 12 and 5 for the former, 7 and 2 for the latter. Rafael Cavalcanti, according to this, is 100% on his feet, whereas Patrick Cummins 43% on the feet, and split then between submission and decision. Do you know, I don't really know this one. This could be fight of the night. This could be fight of the night. This could be very, very interesting, this one. The safer bet is probably Rafael, but I just have a feeling that Patrick Cummins will probably win this one. I think it would be definitely a good name for him to add to that record. It's not a case of a squash match at all. Worley Alves and Nordine Taleb. Perfect record of 9 for Worley, who's mainly submission, but can be decision as well. Nordine Taleb either finishes on the feet or it goes to decision. I think Nordine will win this one, so I'm going to go for him, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was, excuse me, a decision. Luri Alcantara and Lissandro Leza, 31 and 6 versus 13 and 4. And it is groundsman versus striker. Luri is going to be on the feet, whereas Leandro is going to be on the ground. I sort of edge more towards Alcantara on that one. And the bottom of the card, we've got Vitor Miranda and Clint Hester, 11 and 4 versus 11 and 4. And guess what? 73% on their feet versus 73% on their feet. So these ones are, according to paper, very well matched, but I'm going to go for Clint Hester on that without a shadow of a doubt. And finally, at the bottom of the card, Hugo Viana and Guido Canetti. Guido Canetti is apparently from Argentina, and his record is 6 and 3, with 50% on the ground, 50% submission, not a person who knows decisions. Hugo Viana is from Brazil, 8 and 3 is his record, so slightly better, 13% on the feet, so not as good there, nothing on the ground, but 88% in terms of decision. And I think that's probably what will happen here, is that Hugo Viana will take it to decision. And that is my predictions for that event. I don't know if there is going to be one next week for the week after, probably, but certainly next week will be in August, so we will have the July Fighter of the Card awards coming up next week.